Ryan, how about the Bulls blowing a fourth quarter 10-point lead last night to the Hawks? Afterward, Jimmy Butler, Dwyane Wade calling out their teammates. How do you think this goes? Do they respond and play better, get over 500, and become a fixture in that Eastern Conference playoff picture, or do you think this goes the other way with that Chicago team?
First of all, Sal, let me say this to you, okay? If I'm right now John Paxson and Gar Forman in Chicago, I'm sending Phil Jackson a fruit basket in New York, because if it wasn't for the Knicks, they'd be the biggest train wreck going right now. I don't think this makes a difference at all. And when you look at a team that maybe is most likely to start to give up major pieces at the deadline, the Bulls are at the top of the list, because we've heard this out of Wade and Butler before, and it doesn't register on the radar with these young guys. And Jimmy Butler, for whatever reason, as well as he's played, as much as he's ascended into a major star in this league, tends to elicit eye rolls with some of these public comments he makes to try to see if he can motivate other guys. The veterans aren't into it. The young guys have kind of not really taken to it all that well. And I think you're at a point right now with the Bulls where they're caught in NBA purgatory. They're in that 8th seed, last team in the playoffs, first team out, and they really don't have a direction. When teams have called them about the young guys, Bobby Portis, Doug McDermott, Denzel Valentine, they've been completely resistant to moving any of those guys. And I think for the Bulls here, they're going to have to make a decision. Do we want to do something major and try to catapult up the standings, which is very hard to do, or do we want to go into full-blown rebuild, trade Wade, trade Butler, get everything we can for either of them, and go down to the bottom here going into this draft, which is a very good draft, and try to see if we can kind of rebuild this thing pretty quickly. That's much easier to do. So I think for the Bulls, watch them closely over the course of the next 3 weeks. I think this could be a team that we could end up seeing trade off some major pieces at the deadline to try to get bad and get as many ping pong balls as they can in that bucket for the lottery this year.